Ethiopian food. I love it. I truly, truly love Ethiopian food. I'm a huge fan, and I do hope that after you seeing this, you will also become a fan. A very, very underrated cuisine. I mean, I know so many people that have never, ever tried Ethiopian food, and you really should. It's just incredible. It's really diverse. Now, before we jump into the food, let's have a little chat about Ethiopia itself. So, Ethiopia is in East Africa, on the Horn of Africa. To the north, you have Eritrea. To the northeast, Djibouti. To the south, Kenya. To the east, Somalia. To the west, Sudan. It's a landlocked country. 80 languages. In fact, I think there's more than 80 languages. Over 80 languages. The official language is Amharic. The capital of Ethiopia is Addis Ababa, which translated means new flower. Yeah, it's a very diverse country in the sense of its people, obviously, because, you know, it's fairly tribal in that way. Religion is big in Ethiopia. It's roughly, I mean, this is very debatable, 50-50 Muslim and Christian, the Christian being Orthodox Christians. And within that, there's a lot of fasting. So obviously, you know, with Muslims, there's Ramadan. Within the Orthodox Christian church, there's lots and lots, like monthly there seems to be, I'm not an authority on this at all, of periods of time where there's fasting, but it's not abstinence, it's just becoming vegan. So there's huge amounts of time during the year where at least 50% of the country are going to be vegan for a lot of the month. So of course, there's loads of vegan food happening within Ethiopian cuisine. Now, meat eaters, don't worry. There's a huge amount of meat as well, including raw meat. There's things like Kitfo and Gored, which is actually just eating raw meat. Anyway, look, I hope this very short introduction sets you up for what we're about to experience. We're going to go through and walk through different types of food. I'm going to show you different dishes just to explain them to you. And I hope very much that you get down to your local Ethiopian restaurant and check it out. It is absolutely marvelous. So, it is pretty safe to say that without Injera, there is no Ethiopian food. Injera is made from teff. It's more of a grass than a wheat and is said to be the smallest grain in the world. It is a gluten-free grain and a must-have to enjoy the food of Ethiopia. You will find Injera in dishes such as FITFIT and FITFIT, as a bed to place food on, rolled and used to grab a wonderful sauce, or even in a dry form known as Dirkosh. A thin pancake with a spongy texture and a slight sour taste, Injera is fermented into a watery liquid and cooked on a large hot plate known as a Mitad. It is poured in a circular motion and only cooked on one side. The lid is closed, the top steams. Injera is the backbone of Ethiopian food in the same way that rice is in other countries. Injera is Ethiopia. The word for butter in Amharic is kibe, and it is used a lot. A clarified butter with several unique herbs and spices. There are a few ways of making this Ethiopian essential. One, with only dried ingredients. These include besobela, kozoret, turmeric, and koromina. Another is to add fresh ingredients as well, such as garlic, onions, and ginger. It is boiled for some time, drained, and then stored. It is then added to dishes during the cooking process. Berbere would be considered the king of Ethiopian spices. Again, it can be made in several ways with varying amounts and selections of spices. Many people think that it's just chili. This is far from the truth. It is a complex blend of many spices. Turmeric, or urd, is probably the second most used spice, adding a wonderful colour to dishes. There are of course many other commonly used herbs and spices that include Mitad, a straight ahead chili powder, and coromina, a large black cardamom with a very strong eucalyptus smell and flavour. KIKEL is a slow cooked beef bone soup. It is all about the marrow from the bones really. If you take the soup or the liquid, this can be added to Injera. This would be known as merek FITFIT. Tibs. Now the word Tibs just means to fry. It usually means with meat, but anything can be Tibs. This is beef Tibs with a small amount on the side of awazi sauce. Scrambled eggs with beef. The eggs are well cooked. There's onions, garlic, and lots of fresh chili in there. More of a breakfast thing really, but can be eaten any time of the day. SIGA DINACH what? The word what basically means gravy, stew or curry. SIGA means meat. DINACH means potato. This is kai what? Kai means red. If you see kai or red, it usually means it's quite spicy. This is served with KINCHE. SIGA ferfer. SIGA means meat and pretty much nearly always beef or lamb. Ferfer means it is mixed with Injera. I'll be talking about the difference between FITFIT and ferfer a bit later. Gored Gored. Now Gored Gored is raw meat. It's a high quality beef. It's cut into cubes and is sometimes lightly cooked in some butter, mitad and coromina, but I know people that eat it just straight, just a slab of meat with the fat, with a knife and some mitad. Not for me, but yeah, be careful if you order this one, it's raw. Kitfo, again, this is the same as Gored Gored, but the meat here has been ground or minced. Again, it can be eaten completely raw with just a touch of butter and a few spices, mitad and coromina, maybe some lemon juice sometimes, or it can be lightly tossed into some butter and cooked just for a couple of minutes. Again, Gored Gored and Kitfo are both raw. Be careful if that's not for you. Kitfo is often served with ibe and gomen. Ibe means cheese, more like a cottage cheese. Gomen is like a spinach or collard green or some leafy vegetable. I'll show you that a bit later as well. So as we watch the Kitfo being prepared, I just want to point out a couple of things, or a tip maybe, for people who are new to Ethiopian food. If you're in a restaurant and you see something with kai, K-E-Y, which means red, it means it's going to be hot. But you will also see something called ALICIA. ALICIA generally means that it's not going to be spicy and it's made with turmeric. So if you're not a spicy person, go for the ALICIA. And tip number 2, always wash your hands before you eat. You're going to be eating with your hands, so give them a good wash before you start. And always only use your right hand. This is Shiro besiga. Shiro with meat. I am a massive fan of Shiro. Shiro is a bean flour that's been spiced, also known as mitten Shiro. It's cooked in many ways. You can have Shiro just by itself, or you can add like this dish here with meat and egg, or you can add just so many different things into it. I am a massive Shiro lover. We'll be seeing more Shiro a bit later. Here we see Tibs being made. The beef is fried, or lamb, it's beef in this case, with onions, garlic, tomatoes, kibe. It's very, very simple and absolutely delicious. Minchet abish is ground beef cooked with turmeric. It's not spicy at all. It's one of my absolute favorites. I actually really, really love this one. It's nice and mild and delicious. So the king of all Ethiopian food, and one that I'm sure that you've heard of, is doro what? Doro means chicken, and what, as I said earlier, is a sauce or a gravy. It's cooked with an insane amount of onions, berbere, butter, mekalesha. It really, really takes a long time to cook. I mean, hours and hours. It is wonderful. The most famous dish from Ethiopia. Shorba. Shorba means soup. This is a chicken soup, doro shorba. There are many, many types of soup, of course. Again, most soup, nearly in every case, is not very spicy. It's cooked with turmeric or curd and delicious, heartwarming. Awazi Tibs. Again, we've got some beef or lamb. It's all about the sauce, which is known as awazi. It's a spicy sauce made with berbere, lots of other things, but includes alcohol, usually arak, but gin or vodka can be used. Trippa or tripe, the stomach of lamb or beef. Cooked in a mild way, again it's not spicy, always cooked with carrots. Not for everyone, but I quite like it actually. SIGA shorba, another soup, this one made with meat. There's everything in there. There's potatoes, pasta, beans, carrots, tomatoes. Really, really, again, delicious. SIGA ALICIA what? Here's another example of Tibs. This is lamb Tibs, often served dry, cooked with butter and served usually with rosemary. SIGA FITFIT. So here we go, FITFIT and FITFIT. FITFIT generally means that the injera is placed in the pot and cooked in the pot and cooked with the sauce. And FITFIT usually means that the sauce or the liquid is added to the injera and it's actually not cooked in the pot, it's just mixed separately. That's basically the difference between FITFIT and FITFIT. Dulit. Okay, dulit is tripe, beef, lamb, kidneys. It's a real mixture of all stuff there. It's got a lot of chili in it. Very delicious. So here's an example of FITFIT. GOMEN bisiga. GOMEN just means spinach, costa, collard greens, some leafy vegetables. Delicious. So that is our whirlwind trip around the meat selection of Ethiopian food. I have missed out a few things like quanta, which is a dried meat, godon, which are lamb chops. Join me next time where we'll be enjoying bread, vegan, vegetarian food, and of course coffee.